Good morning and happy Friday. It is Friday once again. Boy, the week really does go by fast. I don't know if it's because the older you get, the faster time flies, because it's kind of relative, or if it's just this new job that I have. It's just I'm busy and it goes by really fast. Anyway, here we are, Friday. Self-care Friday for me. I'll be, I don't know what I'll be doing exactly. If it's still nice out when I get out of work, I'm definitely going for another walk outside, which I did yesterday, and it was lovely. I actually worked up a sweat, which I didn't think that would happen, but I did. I went for a nice long walk, and so I'd hope to do that today. But I purchased this keyboard, and I haven't really spent a lot of time playing around with it. But now that I'm on break from school, I don't have to do homework and everything at night. So I might do that today, play around with my keyboard a little bit. It's important to take care of ourselves and have it doesn't have to be a whole night, but set aside some time that we can devote to solitude, to doing things that we enjoy, pampering ourselves. I might do a little bit of pedicure tonight too. I haven't done that in a little while. And appreciate our bodies, appreciate our spirits. It's important to rejuvenate yourself. I know it is for me, and the field that I work in can be very draining mentally, and taking care of yourself. I've been trained, I've been told, early on in my career in this field, self-care is so important. You really got to take care of yourself. The burnout rate is so high in any kind of health care, but particularly in mental health. So I do that. One of the things I wanted to talk about today was a thing I did on the group yesterday was your purpose, your Dharma, right? So part of self-esteem is having a purpose. The other two important parts of self-esteem is worthiness and capability. But having a purpose is also really, really important. And sometimes we go through life just aimlessly doing things, maybe checking off things on a list, things that we need to do, and not really feeling fulfilled. And so having a purpose, having things in your life that give your life meaning is so important. So one of the ways that you can have meaning in your life is your career. A lot of people identify themselves with their career, and if your career is not fulfilling, if it's not energizing you in some way, then you might want to look at that, because that can have some real long-term health effects, and mentally and physically as well, because our bodies respond physically to our mental state, and and lacks meaning. So I'm not saying that everything in your job has to be energizing. There are things that I'm sure you're gonna have to do, some tasks you have to do in your job that are not. I know my job, I love my job, but there are parts of my job that I don't love doing, right? But I do them because as a whole, my job is very rewarding for me. But looking into that and really finding what it is that energizes you. And one of the ways to find out what it is that you want to do with your life, you want to do when you grow up, you want to be when you grow up, or whatever, is to look around the people that you envy career-wise. Like if someone's doing a particular job and you're like, oh, I really envy that person, you might want to look into not necessarily changing careers and going full out, but looking into it, maybe doing a little bit of research, maybe doing a little bit of studying, taking some classes on it, or volunteering, right? Volunteering in that field. maybe like one day a week or whatever, to see if you like it, right? So on the surface, it may be something that you'd be like, oh yeah, that looks awesome, and then you get into it, you're like, not so much. So you don't want to totally just change your field because you're envious of somebody in that field. So but explore your options, right? And find out what it is that really energizes you, really makes you, passionate. Like when you're speaking on a certain subject, what brings out that passion in you, and you can't stop talking about it. Like if someone was to ask you, what is one subject that you could go on and on and on about, like on a whim, just talk about, that might be something you want to look at. That might bring you that energy, that sense of purpose. There are other ways we can do it too. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your career. You can have a career that you do love rather, and still have a kind of a void in your life. So you can do that in other ways, like volunteering outside of your career, helping people, and it doesn't have to be huge. Like you can, like people at the group I did yesterday, they were like, yeah, when I did this for this person, I cleaned their whole house, or I helped build something for them, or I help fix their car or whatever, and that's wonderful, right? You can volunteer at the soup kitchen, you can do things like that, but it doesn't have to be that huge. It could be as simple as holding the door for someone, right? Letting someone go in traffic when it's not really convenient for you. That's something I work on, right? It's simply giving someone a smile, listening to someone, talking with someone who may just need, some companionship. Those are little things that we can do on a daily basis that is very rewarding. I know one of the things in AA, and they talk about, networking, and my sponsor has instilled in me, and I've learned this long ago, that when I reach out to someone, when I give them a call because I'm working on my network and stuff, more times than not, that person really needed to hear from someone, right? They needed that call. So by me working on my network and working on my personal interpersonal skills, I'm actually helping someone else out. So it's funny how those things work that way. You might reach out to someone because you've been isolating a lot, and then you realize that person really needed someone to talk to, and it's amazing how that works. But it doesn't necessarily have to be AA. It can be in any kind of, calling a family member, calling a friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, your child, your parent, whatever. Reaching out to a neighbor, right? Maybe a neighbor's been sick, or an elderly neighbor could use some companionship, or maybe if they're sick, you can make them a meal or two, right? Bring it over to them. So there are simple things. I mean, there are huge things we can do, but there are simple everyday things, right? We don't have to change the world. We don't have to save the world, feed the world, stop homelessness. It doesn't have to be that grand. It could be those simple, small little acts, and they can give you meaning to your life and help with purpose, which in the long run helps with your self-esteem. Anyways, I hope this has helped you. Maybe give you some ideas of what you can do to bring meaning to your life. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you remain grateful for the things that you have. Let the people that you love know that you love them. And if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button. Follow me. Leave comments. Let me know what you want to hear more of, or what you want to hear less of. I don't know. Just let me know. So your feedback is more than welcomed. So with that, until next time, guys,